And the idea is that these are the prayers. And of course, the imagery there is very clear. With the smoke. So the picture is prayers like the smoke from the incense burning. So when the angel has done that part of it, he takes fire from the altar, fills up the censer, and he throws it to earth. And then it says there are noises, thunderings, lightning, earthquakes. These are all happening 1 year. And that's not part of the trumpet judgment. That's called prelude trumpet judgment. Now in verse 7 we come to the trumpet judgment. So the first trumpet judgment, first judgment, I just wrote down number of verses. So the first one involves hail, fire, being mingled with blood, burn the trees, earth is burned up, all the green grass is burned up. And so that's what's happening here. So it says the first angel sound, blew their trumpet. Hail and fire followed, mingled with blood. They were thrown earth. So hail, fire, blood, hailing. We know what hail is, but probably some of us fire or blood. That's what's happening. Fire and blood are coming down like rain. It says a third of the trees were burned up. Fire, all the green grass burned up. So when you go along and pasture out here, all green, all wet. The pictures of the Midwest, all over the way. So this will have a devastating effect on agriculture. Ability to use agriculture and think of places like our Midwest prairie. Think of the steppe and Russia, right? And what do they call this stuff? They don't. But the same word of the trees are falling. And all that. What's that? The second fire thrown down into water here when it's deep, and something like a great mountain. So whatever this is, it's not a great mountain. Okay? Oh, it's not going to be underwater. It's just coming out of the sky. Something like a meteor, something like that. Could possibly be what John is seeing here, and that he would have been familiar with, especially like Tribulation or mountains or theme that comes back, fire. Right? First trumpet had fire. Okay. Did another theme that comes in here at the end of verse 8, that's blood. And the first, what's that? Egypt. One of the plagues, right? For water, living creatures. Well, that's a little bit of sophistication that Scripture recognizes. Not just fish that live in salt water, other kinds of fish. And so a third of them are going to die. Now, what do you think thing happens to what's it dying? Blue, everything does. So, what's everybody? Of course, that would be really, no. And water turned into blood, and a third of the living creatures, and a third of the state. Then you have a third of the ships going. So most of the ships on the sea are cargo vessels transporting cargo and goods. They're gone. Of course, there's really people back then. So this is not only a judgment that affects the environment. This is also a judgment that affects the economy. And this will have a world economic effect. The third trumpet judgment, verses 10 through 11, is burning like a torch. Fire, theme here. And it fell on a third of the rivers, on the springs of water. Name of the star is wormwood. Third of the waters became wormwood. Many men died from the it was bitter. So a third of the fresh water of the earth now is affected. There's rivers that even rain. And there's this star that falls from heaven that does this. And God tells us that this star has a name. The name is wormwood, which is the name of a herb that's very, very bitter. Bitter herb. Now, in this case, it produces death. Yes. So it is going to produce death. That's the third judgment. The fourth judgment, trumpet judgment, is in 12 and 13. 12 and 13. Then the fourth angel sounded. A third of the sun was struck, a third of the moon, a third of the stars, so that a third of them were darkened. A third of the day did not shine, and likewise the night. Look, and a third of the angel flying is heaven, saying, voice, woe, 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 the inhabitants of the earth, because of the remaining blast of the trumpet of the three angels are about to sound. So here it says a third of the sun is struck, a third of the moon, and a third of the stars. I think that idea here is kind of summed up in the phrase after it says a third of the stars, right in the middle of verse 12. So that a third of them were darkened, and that's the idea when it says a third of the sun. So there's going to be a third of the third of the time that the sun goes down home. Third of the time that the moon shines, it won't. Third of the stars are darkened. So all of this is a third of the day did not shine. So night. So we're going to have a 24-hour period divided up in third. A third of it's day, a third of it regular nighttime, the moon down, stars in the sky. But then there's going to be another third where and so that happens. And then in verse 13, we have a warning saying, hey, there's three more coming. So it says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, there's three woes coming. These three woes are the fifth, sixth, and seventh trumpet. Okay? So chapter 9, we have the fifth trumpet. And this is a little bit more information on the fifth trumpet here. So we have stars falling to the earth. Angel of the fifth trumpet given the bottomless pit. The first one, then the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fallen from heaven to the earth. To him, given the key to the bottomless pit. So, fifth angel is likened to a star coming out of heaven to the earth. So, it's a shooting star, shooting down to earth. He's given the key to the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke rose out of the pit, like the smoke of a great furnace. So the sun, the air were darkened because of the smoke of the pit. So now the sun has already been compromised by 1/3. Now you have the smoke from the bottomless pit that comes out. It makes it even darker. And now we're dealing with major air pollution. And the air was dark. Sun, air, so there's something happening even in the air. So they like small, something like that. Verse 3, and out of the smoke, locusts came upon the earth. To them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power. So these locusts come out, and they the power they have is very similar to that of a scorpion. Verse 4. They were commanded not to harm the grass of the earth, or any green thing, or any tree. Kind of strange, because that's what locusts eat. They eat tree stuff. So they can't harm any of that. But only those men who do not have the seal of God on their forehead. So they can only harm those men who do not have the seal of God on their forehead. Well, who has the seal of God? 144,000. And they're the ones who have the seal of God on their forehead. So they can harm everybody else, they can't harm them. Verse 5. And they were not given authority to kill them, but to torment them for 5 months. So the authority they had was not for death, for torment. It says their torment was like a torment of a scorpion when he strikes them. Maybe we put that in a more localized understanding, like he's like worse than it. So that's the idea. These locusts are going to be able to torment everyone on the earth except for the 144,000. And they're going to do it for 5 months. 5 months. Okay. So think about that. Tribulation to time of tribulation. So tribulation, 7 years. We have already come past the 3.5 years. We have 3.5 years left, or 42 months. So what percentage is 5 months of 40? Well, I think that 8. Public, I know public. So it's about an eighth of the time, the rest of the time, in the tribulation date, that time, we're going to have these books. Verse 6, in those days men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die. Death will flee from them. So it seems like whatever it is that these locusts do to them that cause them to torment is going to be so bad it's going to be, I wish I were dead. I want to go ahead and die. But they're not going to be able to die. At least they're not going to die from this torment that comes from the locust. Verse 7. The shape of the locust, so we're going to get a description of the locust here. The shape of the locust was like horses prepared for battle. Okay, so horse thing, horse prepared for battle. What would that look like? Armor. Yeah. So they got there's some these locusts don't look like a horse. They look like a horse prepared for battle. So a horse prepared for battle has armor on it. So I would take it that these locusts are going to look like they have armor. That they have armor on. It says on their heads were crowns of something like gold. Okay? Do not picture, the crown of the king or something like that, but it's something that is sitting on their head that looks like it's not part of their head, and it looks like gold. Okay, so that's going to be the color. And their faces were like the faces of men. Okay? What do you think that means? Their faces were like faces of men. I'm guessing that means we got eyes, mouth, that's what we have. Eyes, mouth, nose, and fits on your face like this. Not a big old long nose. Don't think that saying that it wouldn't be like our faces. But I don't think that's right. I think it's saying, no, they're like, not saying they have the faces of men, it's like the faces. Verse 8. They had hair like a woman's hair. What would that be? Long. And their teeth were like lions' teeth. And they had breastplates, like breastplates of iron. How hard it is. And the sound of their wings was like the sound of chariots with many horses running into battle. They had tails like scorpions. So they had a long tail, bigger that they're stinging people with, it's going to be in there. And their stings were in their tail. Their power was to hurt men 500. And they had as king over them the angel of bottomless pit. So the fifth angel in charge. The fifth angel in verse 9 is in charge of them. And he has a name. The name of this angel is in Hebrew, Abaddon, but in Greek he has a name, Apollyon, both of which one woe is past. This is verse 12. One woe is past. Hold still two more woes are coming after these things. So the fifth trumpet is the first woe. First woe. When the fifth trumpet is over, the woe is past. So it doesn't sound Very good. It sounds like things are getting pretty bad on Earth. You have these locusts come out, and there is no relief from them. You won't even die from them. They just hurt. Just hurt. And as we come to verse 13, we have the sixth trumpet. The sixth trumpet. Then the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying, the sixth angel. This angel who had the trumpet. Release the four angels who are bound at the river Euphrates. Let's just notice the thing here. There's a voice that comes from the altar. There's a voice coming from the altar that's from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before God. And this voice tells the sixth angel to release four other angels. You got the sixth angel, and there's four other angels mentioned here. And these other angels are bound. Now, they're bound at the great river Euphrates. They're restricted right now to the great river Euphrates. Verse 15. So the four angels who had been prepared for the hour, day, the month, and the year were released to kill a third of mankind. This is a third of the rest of mankind. So this is a third of mankind who have survived up to this point, right? There's lots of people who have already died. Here's a third of those who are still alive who are going to be killed. It says, now the army, the number of the army of the horsemen was 200 billion. I heard the number of them. I saw the horses in the vision. Those who sat on them had breastplates of fiery red. I have this. I say that. Blue, sulfur yellow, and the heads of the horses like the heads of lions. Out of their mouths came fire, smoke, and brimstone. By these three plagues, a third of mankind was killed. This tells us now the angels are going to kill this many people. By the fire and the smoke and the brimstone which came out of their mouth, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails are like serpents, having heads, and with them they do harm. But the rest of mankind who were not killed by these plagues, what it says, did not repent of the works of their hands, that they should not worship demons, idols of gold, silver, brass, stone, and wood, which can neither see, nor hear, nor walk. And they did not repent of their murders, or their sorceries, or their sexual immorality, or their theft. So this is the sixth judgment, sixth trumpet judgment. The third of mankind who has survived up to this point are going to be killed. And this is going to be carried out by this army of 200 million. Now, what kind of makes you think? Is this army bigger than the population? Sure. Yeah, by the time of tribulation. Don't have one soldier or one person killed. So the earth might be heavily populated. There's going to be lots of people who have died and heard of danger. Going to die now. They're going to be killed by these 200 billion after all of this, even after going through all the seal judgments, almost all the trumpet judgments, having this invasion of a 200 billion army, whatever these things are called, do they look like there? After they see this, there's people dying all around. Normal people, I would think, say, what is happening? What do these people do? Or better yet, what didn't they do? Did not repent. Did not repent. They kept on false worship. They kept on doing these particular acts of sin. So the response of these survivors is not turn towards God. That lets you know that just because somebody goes through a hard time, just because somebody goes through a difficult doesn't mean they're actually going to turn towards God. And a lot of people will say they do, they were good in a difficult time, and they really thought their religion was helpful to them. But did they really turn towards God or not? And these people will have gone through a far worse period than anybody has gone through up to this point. And they don't repent. They dig their heels in. And they resist God. They're resisting God. And so, just because people even see the things in the Bible coming to light doesn't convince them. Will not convince them that they need unto God. Any questions about trumpet judgment?